coach, every coach, Jane Grimes, Bill Atkinson. 10 seconds. The gncc racing number is John Bosch from Airport, New York. He's backed by Motivate Performance as well as Extreme Cycling. Tubeless. Go to Master 60 Plus class. Joel Creed, our own GNCC crew member here with us. Also Frank Fernandez, Edward Thompson, Ronald Parmalee. 10 seconds. Gary Walker, Kevin Quick, Buster Yarborough, Danny Burkholder, Pierre Barrel, John Longwell, Peter Anania, Stephen Franchek, Thomas Morrison, Claude Leonard. On the racetrack, 424 Roger Allen out of Warren, Pennsylvania, and Al Chuplet, 70 years old, the 327 out of Northfield, Ohio. Also Tom Ebersole and Tom Levetsky in 10 seconds. Roger Allen, the 424, 71-year-old, the oldest guy on the track. Wow, those guys just totally blow me away. Age is experience. That's exactly what it is. Hunter Walt, Jonathan Medini, also Kevin Cotton, Hayden Van Kuren, Zach Warner, Colton Raines, Ben Wilson, Tanner Senecal, and Glenn Shedd in 10 seconds. 125 BC. Rounding the first turn here with another one of our, looks like 418 Yamaha riders. Colton Raines out of Seneca Rocks, West Virginia, on a Tri-County Honda Yamaha, backed by Leanne and Gray. Women coming up next: Ramsey Anderson, Sarah Riddell, Annalisa Davis, Cassie Liss, Valerie Cruz, Emily Streets, Kristen Persawaski, Cheyenne Sistantine, Dawn Sylvia, Shannon Dodson, Caroline Hopper, Mallory Eberhardt, Claudia Daniel Wicks, and Samantha Bird in 10 seconds. Around the first turn we roll here. In beautiful sunshine in New York, the women amateur bike, and it's going to be 490 Cheyenne Cincinnati out of Johnson City, New York. Junior, 17 to 21-year-olds coming up next. Damon Ward, Alec Drunk, also Daniel Rounds, Brandon Dennis, and Austin Weidrich. 10 seconds. Tommy Harrison, Jordan Plows, Tyler Strahan, also Ryan Scott, Spencer Welsh, Kyle Laurie, Jacob Kelly, Christian Reardon, James Johnson, Albert Creasy, Frank Miller, Wooding Stern, Alexander, Hamilton Airport. Allport, not airport. I thought that sounded a little different. 200C schoolboy, Brandon Keegan, also Landon Ray, Matthew Livingston, Andrew Collins, Jacob Turner, Andrew Cowell, Keegan Jacquish, Michael DeLosa, Deacon Flint, Kenneth, Casey we'll call him, Nick Park, also Jason Blaze, looking at Matthew McGuire, Jake Borum, Ryan Bishop, Brandon Rowe, Kobe Davis, Kevin Johnson, Devin Dunner, Brandon Shea, Andrew Luba, Noah Stewart, Brady Morgan, Chase Weedwa, and Vincent Wisniewski.
Damn. Big class.
10 seconds. Jake Hansen-Ivan, Christopher Restivo, Tyler Seitz, Danny Kindrew, Owen Marriott, and Skylar Ayers, all ready to roll. 10 seconds. Kent Myers, Brian Flowers, and Felix Perry. Ready to roll in 10 seconds.
You too, man.
Master C, 50+ balls off the back now. Oh, the 294 is up Frisco, Westchester, Ohio. Really getting a good ride on that start. We'll see if he's going to be able to do anything with the 294. Frisco will. Whoa, a little bump there by the 193 of Steve Thompson out of Sophia, North Carolina. And Thompson is trying to take over that early lead. Looks like he may. No, it's going to be a drag race out of turn 3. And a three-way shootout now going. It's a 7-7-2 now getting into that battle. Wow. Master C 50+ class coming up next. Actually, that was them. 10 seconds for the 250C 22+ class. John Aller, David Arena, Alski, Garrett George, Casey Belt, John. Michael Odo, Joshua Kelly, the 555 of Kevin Hall, Cole Pond, Petersburg, West Virginia, and Tri-County Honda, grabbing the early lead out there. Looks like a couple riders down as we check in. Also, Jesse Meekins with us, Michael Hodo, Josh Kelly, Eric Adams, Joseph Merrigan, Nelson George, Adam Williams, John Marsh, Joseph Fitzgerald, Chance Davids, and also Thomas Detrick. Senior C 40+ class coming up next. Vadim Klemenko, Vitaly Polakov, also Stephen Warnkin, Benjamin Walsh, Alva Grice. 10 seconds. Robert Wignorski, also William Stallings, Michael Lucas, Thomas Larkin, Craig. Jason Madison, Tom Braun, Senior C 40+ class. Greg Howells out of Sydney Center, New York, the 446, grabbing the early lead in that one as Super Senior C 45+ class. James News, James Engelhart, Jason Mannix, Rick Farr, Michael Lanning, Richard Selenick, Eric Scott, Robert Frenke, Dale Ringquist, James. Tracy Potter out of Phillipsburg, Pennsylvania, on a Potter Motorsports Maxxis pack machine. Betsy 30+ class. Nicholas Boyce, also Scott Schuler, Jeremy Belton, Brian Booth, Brian Shermano.